Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Revamp of the channel, if you will. Trying some new lights, using a different camera setup. Yeah, so real quick, this afternoon I am going to do a reaction from a suggestion. I don't know if they're a subscriber or just happen to be a recent viewer of my interview with the vampire stuff, but they wanted me to react to the behind the scenes. Evidently there's, I guess, a couple, 2 or 3 minutes behind the scenes after every episode. I don't know, because I always cut the episodes off because I didn't want to see what was going to happen the following week. So evidently there's a whole, like I said, a whole season 2 wrap-up one. It's like 45 minutes long, so I'm going to check that out for you guys today. They thought that I might be interested in watching that, so that's what we're going to do right now. Let me guys know if you like this sort of stuff. Let me know if you want me to continue on with 6 Feet Under. That's pretty much the next series that I have started that I could do. Yeah, make a comment down below, or maybe request some series that you guys think I might not have seen. I've watched a lot of stuff, and I'll let you know if I'm interested or have not watched it. And with that, let's get to the video. Also, my headphones decided to die right before recording this, so I'm just gonna have to use my earbuds. Also, I don't normally use Streamlabs with a picture-in-picture. Normally I download whatever I watched, and it's an extra layer, which I think makes it harder for my editing program. Uses too much memory, so we're trying this new. I won't have as much control over the overlay because it won't be separate, but yeah, we'll see if this works any better. Here we go. I'm watching this version video on demand without commercials.
Things are different about season 2.
All right, here we go. We have all of these new characters.
We're on a much bigger international canvas.
It's quite an electric feeling, actually. It's really fun.
It's kind of very beautiful, very gothic.
The set blows my mind.
It's the coolest set I've ever been on in my life.
Burning the theater down physically was really...
And I'm going to steal them if I can.
I think it might have been Delaney's first day ever. And we're like in this pit. It's the first time you see Louis and Claudia in a new world.
Wow, this first episode feels like
In season 2, we're on
ages ago,
much
like a different
bigger
show
international
from the last few
canvas.
episodes.
Their world has sort of gone haywire because of what they've done to Lestat. They've left New Orleans just as the world itself is going crazy. It comes to war between Claudia and Louis.
I'm not sure how much of this I have to
War
edit
fighting
either.
themselves.
Episode 1
If it's like
atypical
a regular
to the season.
series,
We were
and it's
originally
gonna
do the entire first
look
book
for
in
this
one season. Episode 1
and wanna
of our
copyright
season
and
2
block
is
it.
episode 5. We're much happier getting to do 15 episodes on this first book, but there was always a thought
Yeah, I agree.
that we would have this episode of upheaval.
I like them spreading it out into the 2 seasons.
In the
You get to
beginning, it was me and Jacob. for
delve a little bit
and
more,
I've sort of
flesh out these
He's
characters.
the most attentive, patient, and very giving person I think I've ever met.
This like sugary blood mix, just like an
That looks
explosion.
disgusting.
Like,
Even if you know
it's
that it's sugar and like
just butter.
ham, like in Walking Dead they use ham and sausages and stuff. It still looks pretty realistic.
And you've all been the worst.
First vampire they've known.
The Revenant is so
That's what I
important
called it too, I
because
think, was like a
it's
zombie.
Lily and Claudia's first contact with vampires.
Us, you, same.
Not the same.
And it's confounding and he's really disappointing.
We got a wire system that's lifting Jacob up in the air as if he's being strangled by the neck.
She just jumps over like a lake.
Delaney's really good. It makes all our lives easier when our actors are.
The more I could do, the more I wanted to do. Making you feel safe whilst doing it.
It's because she's young and has a lot of energy.
3, 2, 1, go! Got it. Beautiful. Print that.
When you get
Filming
down
in
to
Prague,
tricky
that's-
things like pulling people's eyeballs
It's
out,
different.
You just can't do it.
In the palm of my hand, and I'm gouging, and pop them out.
Then we actually glued these onto the appliance.
Are you gonna glue onto my eyelids?
No, I'm gluing everywhere around it.
Tammy is the expert in all things.
And it looks worse too once you like pull the lighting down. Not only
what's right for the scene.
the little bit of lighting here while they're filming it, but when it's edited.
Throwing herself into the fire. It's a brutal moment for Claudia.
That one definitely took me by surprise.
Maybe have
He was like, hey.
I speak to Jacob every day, non-stop, all the time.
Dream stat.
Say it like you believe it. I
Dream stat.
I do. I do. I do.
You committed murder, and you've killed
Lestat
somebody
is
you
so
love more
annoying.
than anyone else. It's going to haunt you in every possible way.
Sam copied me a lot. He would mirror my body language and the way that I spoke.
Oh, I never noticed that.
I think Sam had some fun with that.
This is also Louis. Lestat just is always there. You can't get him out of
Something
his head.
I didn't pay attention to.
Is his falling in love with Armand.
Oh.
He editorializes every decision, everything that Louis does.
He's so present in their relationship that
I love Sam Reed.
cannot help but feel Lestat's presence.
He's become one of my
That's
new
such a big
favorite
issue for Armand.
actors.
It's like your mind is always somewhere else. It's also like Louis' doubts about Armand. There are some pretty harsh.
And it might be
things
biased just
that
'cause he's played
Louis'
Lestat.
subconscious truly thinks about Armand.
You shared a boyfriend. This is great.
You're not really sure if they hate each other, if they want to be with each other. And that sort of continues on between the two of them for quite a few centuries.
But he quickly realizes that Lestat will not be contained.
Armand is a very
Lestat
powerful
could
vampire
never be
that
contained.
manages to
For me, it was important to not make it too super.
Except for the horse.
Using people. Yeah.
Imagine putting that on your resume.
I also sort of love that. As
I can do the
Armand
statue challenge really well.
And he gets the.
See, all those TikTok trends are not for nothing.
Fitting. Then I'll jump back in.
That's a pretty good stunt double. I never even noticed.
Against the walls.
Not like some stunt doubles from the 90s and stuff.
Back and then I get dragged.
Like Buffy or Charmed.
With structure. Lestat is not a creature of structure. So once he's found himself in a situation that kind of is working, it's not working anymore.
Lestat. Love of my life. Or
I could see Lestat getting bored easily.
It with Armand is a response to his relationship with Lestat.
Daniel hit
It's a
it on the head
rebound that
there.
will last for 70 to 80 years, but like
It's just a
that's what it
rebound.
is. Relationship with Armand. Everyone's
I saw that too. He started taking the lead,
Where were you? Or be careful.
being a little more controlling.
It's a very toxic relationship.
You will regret this for the rest of your life.
Louis feels deeply responsible for her.
Louis and Claudia, the Théâtre des Vampires.
And live his life in Paris and not have to worry about Claudia.
Babysitter.
Join the Covenant this week.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
She's very much in the way of Louis exploring life with Armand. I would like Louis's mind to be on me.
Welcome to our lair.
It's on Lestat too, a lot, to be fair.
And heartbreaking because she's a second choice again. That sets the tone for the rest of the season, sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had to find Madeline, comfort, somebody friendly, somebody that had time for her.
In Prague, there's beautiful castles, and there's Petrum Park, which is kind of spooky but very beautiful.
You really feel like vampires are living amongst us this show.
That'd be a great place to visit. I don't think I could ever afford to go there, unfortunately.
And I think can be overwhelming.
If I could save up and afford one overseas trip, I think it would be Scotland
Who are you, Louis?
/ Ireland.
I'm the reticent vampire.
The Mishka bar is named after one of my dogs, Mishka. The Petunia bar was where we saw Lestat playing the piano when Louis and Armand were there, and Petunia is one of my other dogs.
What sold Prague as a shooting location was this huge factor. And we said, okay, we're home.
The thing that amazed me the most about
that's a
the
great
theatre set is
location.
the detail.
The design of the elements inside the theater, this idea that they had actually been pillaged from churches and other elements and then modified. So there's a lot of whimsy and irreverence.
Into the fine details and say, what does this character have? What do they have in their pocket? What do they carry? What do they care about?
Vampire
I like that they even thought about what they would carry around in their pockets. Like, I wonder if they actually did that in their costumes.
Claudia tastes each Coven member's blood as an induction.
I don't know what her accent is, but the way she says Coven
I love my
kind of, I don't know,
I'm a
rubs
fierce
me the wrong
vampire
way.
trapped in the body of a little girl. I play the little girl.
Being put in a dress that blue, that big and that fluffy, and to act like a child is her worst nightmare. How she'll forever be perceived.
Yep.
I love doing
Exactly.
Lou's
It was done on
performances. I think
purpose.
They were so much fun.
It hand-cut stop motion animations for the plays with
Wow.
the plays, and it's such a beautiful.
So that's not even
texture.
digitally
It's so
mastered.
amazing that
That's
you can capture
amazing.
that.
Music was very central to Anne's writing, and then we have Daniel Hart, our composer.
Wow, I love that some of this was actually scored and not some recycled music from somewhere else.
He's mischievous. He's a cheeky man.
I don't know where else I would have seen him
I love to hate him. He's sort of delicious.
without me having to look up on IMDb. If you guys know where else, what else he's been in.
We needed to have different people flying within the space, and so Stunts was able to rig truss structure that we built into the set.
Annika, the first victim of Santiago's on the stage, was actually played by our director's assistant. It was just so funny working alongside the set next to somebody who all of a sudden is on stage, who is bitten and devoured.
Don't be afraid.
Oh yeah,
Just start the tape.
baby Daniel.
The interview goes from playing chess against one person to playing 3D chess against two people.
It's a complicated bunch of relationships.
Members of my coven had since...
Because there was so much lying and
They're all
covering
playing
up.
against each other. It changes the dynamic substantially.
This was a very
And he
turning point episode.
Having started that interview,
Probably one of my
because
favorites
Malloy gets
of
better
the season.
and better at his job, and quite frankly, gets information that Louis doesn't want him to have and doesn't know he has.
It's his job.
It's his drug. He's reveling in it. You should end it.
What Malloy
I don't know if
is
it was
seeing
all
on
that.
the couch in front of him is maybe not all that meets to see him.
Oh, is there a game being played?
He feels he needs to manipulate
Yes.
the people around him.
Armand is always bull, so sorry.
If that means playing with an old man.
I think that relationship would have fallen apart eventually anyway,
Small fry.
as we saw in the last episode.
I was the one being interviewed. Your point? No point. Other than your boyfriend.
Dynamics
That's
that
what
we're
I said.
looking at in Dubai had their roots or their beginnings in that apartment in San Francisco.
I want to tell the real story.
As an actor, it's great to have some other actor building my backstory so that in a way we create the character together in later
I always wonder if older actors, when they have another actor playing their younger selves, if it's creepy or endearing or they look a lot like they actually did.
No, I clean it up. You make the mess and I clean it up.
Okay, so
They start trying to piece together what happened. Both of them.
So much
had
lying
their
and manipulation.
memories, manipulated, let's say, by Armand.
it's kind of the biggest betrayal, isn't it? You rewrite their history, which encompasses your history with them. Louis.
I think Louis should have realized that,
Now Armand is.
because he was there when they rewrote,
Up to this point,
when they told
Malloy
Daniel what to
dynamic
think.
is adversarial.
You're a bright young reporter with a point of view. If things ever get bad again, these are the words you'll hear in your mind like a tape.
The thing about Daniel Malloy is he can smell when something isn't quite right, to be limitless, and she's able to create a world and then add another world onto it. So the Talamasca world
I wish she could have been
is
here to
just
see this
fabulous.
finished completely.
Can you protect me?
No, we're particularly poor at keeping our assets alive.
I'm not an asset.
I love the Talamasca. I can't wait to see more Talamasca.
Maybe the Talamasca will make more sense watching the series.
Lestat, I think when
Even
he
though I've
finds
read
out
all the
that
books.
The Coven are...
This is something that the audience and all of us, frankly, shooting the show, had been waiting for the whole season. Lestat on that stage and being Lestat in all his glory.
Play with a live audience, and it's quite an electric feeling, actually. It's
I love their friendship in real life too.
Doesn't matter if he's or if
They become really close
Had all the hallmarks
friends.
of a hallucination.
I was not worthy of the forgiveness you would give me.
Lestat's physical presence is sort of the final nail in the coffin, if you will.
A very special book for you to swear upon, Monsieur de Liancourt.
All her diaries are displayed on stage for everyone to read. Santiago's reading passages out.
Of this story of butchery.
It's a story of love, not butchery. It's got to get in there, into the crowd, all the time, and see how do I manipulate these people.
That makes sense now more. Why he went into the audience a couple times.
Another cherry on top of his sort of manipulation.
77 years based on a science.
And my very big dislike for him.
Aware of cement board underneath all of our flooring, so that even if our finishes were wood, there was something underneath it that was going to help with fire prevention.
I love some of those outside shots.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I ask you to set aside your...
The truly lovely relationship that Delaney and Roxanne created between Claudia and Madeline is so heartwarming and beautiful.
Gets asked the question, do you want to spend eternity with the Coven or do you pick Claudia? Madeline picks Claudia. And that is all Claudia's ever needed to hear, is to be put first.
I watched Claudia die over and over and over and over again.
3 days.
Sucks. And obviously the progression.
That's a lot of acting for her.
So by the end, you know, she was just so disfigured. It's actually horrific.
We knew
Wow.
that the burn was going to start at one part.
To be Delaney and have to do that over and over and over again.
Her last look to him, it was so heartbreaking.
She will haunt him for the rest of his life.
Connection.
So I thought Santiago picked up her dress at the end. Maybe Louis did? I don't know. It ended up at his place.
Removes temporarily.
Okay, so what was the plan?
I was going to die. And I was going to take as many of them with me as I could.
We had a head cast from a previous show we actually did. with
Wow,
Ben
that's
Daniel.
really good. The head casts nowadays are so good. Imagine if they'd done like Terminator or Poltergeist today.
We shot Magnus's lair at the sewer museum.
Yeah, we shot it in a real sewer.
And it was
The
stinky.
sewer museum?
Louis
There's a
doesn't know
sewer museum.
how much Louis' life.
Or is it because Paris is one of the first societies to have like a sewer system?
And Louis blaming him for Claudia's.
Let me know if I'm wrong about that.
Does it take a lot out of you? Destroying everything in your way.
Does
Oh, I hope this isn't gonna make me cry again.
most
I don't have any Kleenex, Andy.
leave him for someone else.
This is how Louis is going to
I can feel it already.
It's out of spite.
Powerful punishment to Lestat.
I don't know if I feel
There's a
bad
very
for
interesting
Armand.
dynamic between Lestat and Armand. And Lestat has the piece of information that could make his whole world crumble in Lestat's love, because Lestat probably knows. He'll work it out. He'll come back to me. It's been a really long time.
Only took 70 years.
He does.
All sorts of things are happening and trembling, so this is actually a very technical set, even though it looks like a dump.
Hello, Louis.
And I love that we landed on this idea of like a thank you.
I know that I can only put it in text because I didn't say it in the finale and I didn't think of it until recently. But the fact that they are literally weathering a storm together,
And then the
that's
side
how you survive the death of a child.
beautiful about
It's together.
just giving these two characters the knowledge of what their love and what their relationship and who they are to each other is just for themselves.
So many relationships and marriages don't survive that.
Life of a vampire, it's pure rage kill.
And that's why he wouldn't do it for Madeline.
Vampires is that you're like stuck with yourself, right?
I'm guessing you haven't heard from my maker.
I shouldn't have left you alone with him.
Make it up to me. We'll do a follow-up book.
Me and Louis have been on a real journey together.
And we've been able to put a bow on it.
I want a copy of that book
Is
with that
looking at
cover.
them, being like, you've rounded Claudia. You've given her her full arc as she deserves.
Future is yet.
And season 3, I'm not sure how much of this I'm allowed to talk about.
Stick up.
Everyone's in for real trouble.
Okay. I pretty much said what I wanted to say. There's not really a closing out, wrap up thing. The only thing that I want to say is knowing that The Vampire Lestat is the next book. From what I recall, we did get some backstory on Lestat while he was human. But I don't know if I felt like there was enough. before he was turned. That I'd really like to see at least the first full episode from when he was living in the castle with his dogs, which, by the way, when we were stationed in Germany, we got the opportunity to get a puppy that was a Tosa Inu, also nicknamed a Japanese Mastiff. And of course, the first thing I thought of, because I had read the book probably within the 5 or 6 years of that, we named him Lestat. If I can remember or find any pictures, because it's been ages, I will post one. And then in North Carolina, we got a little like lab chow German Shepherd mix. We named her Claudia. I'll post a picture of Claudia as well. But Lestat being a giant breed, we ended up shipping him back from Germany, which cost an arm and a leg. It's like $650. Giant breeds don't live as long, normally 8 to 10 years. I think he lived 8, just at. Actually the same year that we lost our daughter. Alora was born in August of 2008, and we ended up putting Lestat down, I think, November of 2008. So yeah, he was getting sick and worse, and we were so busy dealing with the end of my pregnancy and then grief that unfortunately he kind of got pushed to the wayside. And I see video now of the day that we took him to the vet, and it shouldn't have gone that long. Sometimes we let pets live longer. I could only hear myself in my head. Sometimes we let pets live longer than we should before we put them out of their misery. But that's a whole other... Funnily enough, Claudia had 1 litter of puppies in 2009, 4 of them, and we named all 4 of them after more vampires because it became a trend. If I can find a picture of all 4, I'll put them here. I kept 1, Jason kept 1, the 2 kids kept 1 for as long as that lasted. My children ended up giving theirs away or to someone else, Forever Homes, because, yeah, I don't know. I kept Maharet until she got hit by a car when she was about 9 months, and Jason kept Cayman. We had Cayman for about 5 to 6 years. He was kind of big. I don't know where he got his size from. He was kind of like the big Brutus type, goofy, scared of everything. But I don't know if he got into something shortly after we moved to Arkansas or if somebody poisoned him, but he went downhill within a couple of days, and by the time we took him to the vet, his kidneys were failing. So that sucks. We also had Macare, because if we had a Maharet, we had a Macare. So both of the golden ones, the red-ish copper ones, were named that for obvious reasons if you've read the book. And then Cayman, and I don't remember what the other dog's name was. Oh well, I guess it's not important. But, yeah. I don't know why I got on a tangent of dogs. Oh, because of the vampire Lestat. So he had his French Mastiffs, and I'm just excited to see more of him. More of his backstory and see how they go with that. Anyway, this outro was long enough, longer than it needed to be. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Thanks again for the recommendation, and I'll see you in the next video. Give me suggestions for TV series. Right now, I think my ADHD can only handle 1 thing a week, 1 upload a week, because if I try for too much, bite off more than I can chew like I did before, diving headlong in too fast, then it becomes overwhelming, and then it becomes a chore, and then I don't want to do it. So right now we're going to try for once a week. I haven't picked what day. Again, I don't want to nail that down, because then that means it's something that I have to do. So we'll see how it goes in the future. See you in the next one. Bye.